Welcome to the deep dive. You've given us some really interesting stuff this time. These excerpts from Simon Gray's Law of Attraction.
Mhm.
Now, I think a lot of us have heard about the Law of Attraction, maybe even, tried using it. But this book, it kind of hints there's more to it, a deeper game.
Right. And that's what we're going to unpack.
Yeah, so we're going to dive into that for you.
Exactly. This isn't really about like quick fixes or just wishful thinking. Our mission here in this deep dive is to get to the heart of what Gray's actually saying,
Okay.
to understand the core ideas, why maybe some common things you've tried haven't quite delivered,
Okay.
and to give you some solid takeaways based on what's in the book.
And yeah, brace yourselves a bit because Gray definitely questions some of the usual advice, especially the whole just think positive thing and, oh, the vision boards, everyone loves those.
Oh, absolutely. The book really makes you question if just repeating affirmations or, sticking pictures up is the whole picture.
Yeah.
It brings up a big question for you, the listener. Is just trying to be positive really enough to make the changes you want? Let's see what Gray says.
All right, let's jump in. Chapter 1, The Universe is Listening. Gray kicks off with a pretty massive idea, right? The foundation.
He really does. The basic principle, as Gray lays it out, is that everything, absolutely everything, is energy.
Okay.
He even brings in Einstein, EMC plot, to kind of anchor it. Particles, galaxies, us, our thoughts, feelings, it's all just energy vibrating.
Okay, so if it's all energy, how does the law of attraction fit in? Where does that come from?
Well, think of the law of attraction as, like, the magnetic quality of all that energy.
Oh.
It's always active, always responding to the energy signature we're putting out. Our thoughts, words, emotions, actions, they're all broadcasting something.
So it's not like a switch we flip, it's just on all the time.
Always on. Yeah, Gray really hammers this home. It's constant, like gravity.
That-
And it's an equal opportunity principle, meaning it doesn't judge. It doesn't care if you're putting out good energy or bad energy, wanting something or dreading something. It just responds. He uses that Henry Ford quote.
Oh, the either you think you can or you think you can't.
You're right. Exactly. That nails the unbiased nature of it.
That quote is powerful. So
Yeah.
basically, every single thought is like a little signal flare to the universe.
That's a great way to put it. Gray says our thoughts ping the universe, and the universe, like this giant echo chamber, just sends back more of whatever we're focused on.
Oh.
So according to the book, this is literally how our reality gets shaped. Relationships, job stuff, health. It's all reflecting those energy signals back at us.
So the takeaway here for you listening is that your internal world isn't just internal. It's actively creating your external world. Every thought counts.
That's a really empowering way to look at it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of puts the power back in our hands.
It really does. Gray emphasizes that just recognizing this power that our thoughts are energy we can direct is fundamental to consciously using the law of attraction. Puts you in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it puts you in charge of creation in a way.
And it's not just about like getting a new car, is it? Gray frames it bigger than that.
Definitely. He talks about it as a spiritual journey, that engaging with these laws helps you connect deeper with yourself, with, how the universe actually works. It's a path to well-being, really.
Yeah, okay, that sets the stage. But then, chapter 2, POW. Why positive thinking doesn't work.
This really goes against the grain of so much self-help stuff. It made me pause.
It really challenges things, yeah. Gray goes right after that simple mind over matter
Yeah.
idea, the notion that just affirmations alone will cut it.
Right.
He acknowledges the history, of course. Emerson, Ernest Holmes saying thoughts are things.
Yeah.
William James on attitude, QED, every day and every way.
I am getting better and better. Yeah, I know that one. And Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Big names. Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's not trashing those ideas completely.
Okay.
He sees their value, their inspiration, but he argues they often fall short on their own. For lasting change, anyway. His big point is just how incredibly busy and complex our minds are.
What does he mean by that? Like, too much noise.
Pretty much. Think about it right now. Your mind's probably buzzing. Thoughts, feelings, memories, worries, maybe what you want for lunch. It's nonstop.
True.
So if every one of those carries some energetic weight, how does one little positive thought stand a chance of actually manifesting something big? Gray uses this brilliant analogy. It's like one single violin trying to be heard over a massive orchestra playing full blast.
That really visualizes it. Our good intentions are just drowned out by everything else going on in there.
Precisely. And then he digs deeper into the subconscious and unconscious mind. Freud, young.
Mm.
You have that hidden stuff.
Autopilot you mentioned.
Exactly. Your subconscious is like this vast library of old beliefs, experiences, programming, stuff we're not even aware of most of the time.
So I could be sitting here saying I am abundant, but underneath, my subconscious is running a program that says there's never enough, and that's the stronger signal.
That's exactly the conflict he describes. And that's why affirmations often feel, well, fake or just don't stick.
Yeah, I've felt that, looking in the mirror, saying something positive, and just feeling this internal nope.
Right. That
Yeah.
resistance, that's the subconscious disagreeing. And sometimes forcing the affirmation can actually make you focus more on the unwanted feeling. It's like you're highlighting the lie to yourself.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
And Gray connects this internal battle to the Buddha's first noble truth. Life is suffering. He sees it as the mind constantly being at odds with reality, wanting what isn't, not wanting what is. This basic mental friction makes it tough for those positive thoughts to gain real traction.
So bottom line on positive thinking. Helpful, maybe, but not the whole strategy for the law of attraction.
That's the key insight from this chapter for you.
Yeah.
Good groundwork, maybe. A positive attitude helps.
Yeah.
But it's not enough on its own to manifest specific desires. You got to go deeper.
Okay, so if positive thinking alone isn't the answer, what about treasure maps? Vision boards. Chapter 3 tackles that. Why treasure maps don't lead to the goal. These are super popular too.
Oh yeah, huge. And Gray explains their purpose, using images to plant desire seeds in the subconscious. And he does give them some credit.
Like what?
Well, they can be good visual reminders. And making one forces you to get specific. Is it just a house? Or is it, like you said, a house with a porch swing, white fence? Getting clear helps.
Okay, that's fair. And he also mentioned they can actually help uncover deeper stuff.
Exactly. As you pick images, focus on desires, you might suddenly feel uncomfortable.
Or notice negative self-talk popping up. Oh, I could never have that.
So the process itself can reveal the roadblocks. Right. He quotes Joseph Campbell, "It is by going into the abyss that you find your treasure." Making the board can be a way into that subconscious abyss to see what beliefs are actually running the show. That resistance, that's gold, information-wise, for you.
But despite those potential pluses, Gray argues they often don't work as intended. Why not?
He gives a few key reasons. One is kind of technical. He says our mind tends to see all the pictures on the board as one big thing, an all-or-nothing deal.
So if I have, like, a dream job, a soulmate, and $1 million on there, and I have some deep-seated fear about, say, the money part, that could block everything else.
That's the implication, yeah. It's all buggled together energetically. Plus, think about it. If you don't have these things yet, that very absence suggests there's already some subconscious resistance, right? So Gray warns the vision board can accidentally become a map of all the parts of you that are saying no to those very things.
Ooh, that's a sharp perspective.
It is. He also points out that people can fall into thinking the board itself is magic. Like, they make it, hang it up, and expect it to just work without them putting in active focus or energy.
Right, passive wishing.
Yeah, and maybe the biggest point, relying too much on external tools like boards can distract you from where the real power is, which is inside you. Your consciousness, your focus.
So making the board, useful for clarity, maybe uncovering blocks, but the board itself isn't going to beam desires to you while you watch Netflix.
Pretty much. Gray suggests focusing on maybe one area at a time, bringing love, patience to it, and using more active methods, which he gets into next.
Okay, leads perfectly into chapter 4, fueling the engine of attraction. So if our minds are this buzzing orchestra, how does the universe pick out the tune it's supposed to play back? Good question.
Crucial question. And this chapter gives you the answer. Gray says the law responds mainly to what gets your most consistent attention and energy.
Okay, where focus goes, energy flows, that kind of thing.
Exactly that kind of thing. What you dwell on most, that's what pulls in matching experiences. He calls attention focused consciousness. That focus is what activates a thought, gives it resonance. Like plucking a guitar string focus makes it vibrate stronger.
So the more I concentrate on something, the stronger my signal.
Yep. Intensity and repetition. The louder you strum that thought string, the more power it has to attract a match.
Yeah.
He even mentions Steve Jobs and his laser focus. Key to success, right?
Makes sense. And then emotion. Gray says emotion juices the thought, makes it way more powerful.
It does. Emotion is like the amplifier. It makes the thought's resonance, its vibration much, much louder. And here's the kicker. Any strong emotion works.
Any, even negative ones.
Yep. Joy, excitement, love, great. But fear, anger, they can be just as effective at energizing a thought. Emotion, he says, is an equal opportunity energy source.
Whoa, wait. So feeling really scared about something could actually help attract it. That
Yeah,
sounds bad.
it's a really important point to get. Gray is clear. Fear can magnetize what you fear, just like love attracts what you love. Anger can attract more things to be angry about.
Ouch.
So if you're constantly obsessing over a worry, you might be unintentionally drawing that scenario closer, harboring resentment. You might attract more situations that make you feel resentful. So for you listening, awareness of the emotional charge, positive or negative, is vital.
That is sobering. We usually just focus on generating positive feelings, but the negative ones are broadcasting just as strongly, just unwanted signals.
Exactly. Gray even suggests looking at your recurring negative experiences as breadcrumbs. They can lead you back to uncover the subconscious fears that are pulling them in. If the same problem keeps showing up, there might be a hidden fear driving it.
Okay, so how do we use this consciously
Yeah.
to fuel the good stuff we actually want?
Right, the practical steps.
Yeah.
First, he says, consciously pick a desired thought.
Hmm.
Focus on it. Really zone in. No distraction. Second, deliberately add emotion. Feel the excitement of having it, the joy, the relief, especially gratitude and love. Feel it.
Got it. Focus plus feeling.
Third, practice this consistently. Little bursts throughout the day. Keep bringing your focus and feeling back to it. And finally, infuse the whole practice with love. He calls love the most powerful force there is.
So focused attention, positive emotion, consistent practice, powered by love. That feels way more active than just hoping for the best.
It is. It's about deliberately steering your mental and emotional energy where you want your life to go.
Okay, chapter 5 is called The Choice That Will Change Your Life. What's the big message Gray wants us to get here?
The core idea really is that everything you experience is a direct echo of your dominant vibrational frequency, your main thoughts, feelings, intentions, your current life. It's basically a printout of your past energy signals.
And that time delay we mentioned between thinking something and seeing it show up, that's why we often miss the connection.
Totally.
Hmm.
Gray emphasizes that lag. If the results were instant, boom, we'd all be super careful about our thoughts, right? But the delay makes it harder to see the direct cause and effect.
He also talks about how easily we can pick up negative patterns from like our upbringing or just the culture around us.
Yeah, he gives this example of a kid who starts out feeling pretty good about themselves, naturally worthy, but then hears enough criticism, enough negative messages, and they start to internalize it, and then, lo and behold, they start having experiences that seem to confirm those negative beliefs. It becomes a self-fulfilling loop.
And then there's complaining. We all do it. It feels harmless, like just venting. But Gray says it's actively reinforcing the negative.
Exactly. Complaining feels like stating facts, right? My job is stressful. I never have enough money. But Gray argues you're actually pouring your focus and emotional energy right onto the problem.
So you attract more of it.
You attract more of it. He suggests this little exercise for you. Say a complaint out loud, then immediately say, you're right.
Yeah.
And just notice how that feels. Usually kind of heavy, draining.
Yeah.
That feeling. That's the universe basically saying, yep, got it, matching that vibe. It just agrees with your energy.
He also brings up negative thinking disguised as problem solving, which sounds weird. Aren't we supposed to solve problems?
Good point. He clarifies practical problem solving is necessary, obviously. But if your mindset is constantly stuck on fixing problems, you're reinforcing the energy of problem. You're dwelling on helplessness, focusing on what's wrong.
So what's the alternative? Just ignore problems?
No, not ignore, but shift the focus. He suggests setting aside time daily, maybe 15 minutes, to visualize the problem already solved.
Okay.
And then really feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of that resolution. Focus your energy on the desired outcome, not on dissecting the current mess. Trust the how to show up.
And this all circles back to choice, the chapter title.
Absolutely. Gray's core message here is that you always have a choice. In any moment, no matter how intense the feeling or how true the negative thought seems, you can choose your response. He also links things like manipulation or trying to control others to those feelings of being less than. Trying to force things just reinforces the negativity, like that Chinese finger puzzle.
Yeah, the harder you pull.
The tighter it gets. The empowering choice, he says, is to step into being a co-creator. Take responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, energy, focus. Choose positive vibes over negative ones, consciously.
And he also stresses actually feeling our emotions, not just ignoring them.
Super important point. Allow yourself to feel what you feel, but with awareness. Don't suppress it. Every feeling, he says, has a seed thought inside.
Like sadness might be linked to a thought of loss.
Exactly. Or anger might stem from feeling helpless or hurt. By mindfully exploring the feeling, where is it in your body? How intense is it? What's it saying? You can get to the root thought. He mentions things like EFT, EMDR, or therapy for deeper stuff too.
That's so key. Not just papering over feelings with forced positivity, but actually engaging with them.
Right. Working with the underlying energy.
Okay, chapter 6 shifts to what you really want to attract. Sounds like knowing what we want isn't always straightforward.
It really isn't. Gray challenges that assumption that we just know. He uses that restaurant analogy. If you mumble your order, don't be surprised if you get something weird. Clarity is crucial for the law of attraction to deliver what you actually desire.
And he brings in this idea of a higher self, having some say.
Yeah, it's interesting. He suggests there's this wiser part of us, maybe intuition, that might gently steer us away from desires that aren't actually for our highest good,
Yeah.
even if our ego really wants them. It's about aligning with something deeper than just immediate gratification.
He gives a great tip. Use what you don't want to figure out what you do want. That felt really practical.
It's super useful. Make a list of the don't wants. I don't want to struggle financially. Then flip it. I do want to feel financially secure and at ease. It shifts the focus from lack to the desired positive state.
And then he hits the core. Most desires are really about chasing feelings.
Bingo. That's the heart of it. We think we want the thing, the car, the relationship, the job, but what we're really after are the feelings we believe those things will give us.
Like esteem, confidence, peace, joy.
Exactly. He uses the example of wanting, say, a flashy red Corvette. Okay, fine. But why? What's the feeling you're chasing? Success, importance, feeling sexy, powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And his point is, those feelings can't only come from the car. The car might give you a temporary hit, but the real work is cultivating those feelings inside yourself, regardless of the external stuff.
So the big question he poses is, if you already felt truly successful, powerful, whatever it is, would you still crave that specific car quite so desperately?
That's the zinger, yeah. It makes you look deeper. Same with money. Don't just ask for money. Ask yourself, what's the feeling tone you want? Security, freedom, ease, comfort. Get clear on the feeling.
And he touches on all the weird negative beliefs we pick up about money, too.
Oh, yeah. All that cultural baggage. Money is dirty, rich people are greedy, etc. He lists common ones and says, notice your reaction. If you tighten up reading one, that's a clue. There's a limiting belief there needing attention. Maybe use those release techniques from chapter 5.
He even reframes jealousy and envy. Instead of beating ourselves up, see them as clues.
Exactly. Jealousy points to something you desire. Ask, what feeling does that person seem to have that I want? Confidence, freedom, joy. Okay, now, what would I be doing if I felt that way? It turns envy into a roadmap for your own desires.
That's a much more constructive way to handle it.
Totally.
Yeah.
He wraps up by stressing the need to align what you ask for with your heart's deepest desires through, meditation, quiet reflection. Your heart might know what truly serves you better than your ego does. Focus on that desired feeling tone. Safety for travel, belonging at work, self-worth in relationships. The feeling is key.
Chapter 7 gets into eliminating self-sabotage. This feels like a really crucial piece, how we unknowingly block ourselves.
Absolutely central. Gray talks about all those negative limiting thoughts lurking in the subconscious, the unconscious. The stuff that just derails our best intentions.
Mm-hmm.
The key, he says, is bringing them into the light. You have to see them, understand them, to start healing them. He zooms in on 3 really big ones, especially in our culture. Unworthiness, shame, and lack.
Wow, yeah. Those are heavy hitters.
They are. But he stresses these are learned patterns, not who you truly are. And importantly, they can be healed, changed.
Okay, so unworthiness, how does he describe that?
As internalized negativity, often anger turned inward, self-blame, fear, usually rooted in childhood messages or experiences. But again, it's a belief, not the truth about you. It can be replaced. He links it to this deep sadness, like betraying your true, amazing self.
And shame, how's that different?
He quotes Brene Brown here, shame is that gut-wrenching feeling of being fundamentally flawed, unworthy of love, of belonging. It's often tangled up with unworthiness. If you believe you're flawed, you tend to heap shame on yourself, which blocks good things from coming in.
And the third one, lack. The feeling of not enough.
Yeah, the belief that resources, money, love, opportunities, whatever, are scarce. That's what fuels competition, jealousy, fear about the future. He pushes back hard, saying life is actually abundant with choices and possibilities if we can shift that core belief.
So how do we heal these? What does he recommend?
He encourages engaging deeply with healing. Things like self-forgiveness, really cultivating self-compassion, meditation, awareness tools, specific healing practices, maybe therapy for the really deep stuff. It's active work.
And what happens when we start clearing this stuff? What are the benefits?
Huge benefits. Gray says you basically give yourself permission to live a joyful, successful life. Desires start manifesting more easily, you feel more self-love, and the world starts reflecting that back to you. It basically supercharges your law of attraction work.
Makes sense. Get the blocks out of the way.
Right. You give some direct questions, too, for you to ask yourself about abundance. How much happiness are you willing to accept? Are you worthy? Powerful stuff. He suggests having a gentle heart-to-heart with those parts of you that feel undeserving.
And adopting an attitude of abundance. Practicing gratitude.
Yes, actively look for the richness already in your life. Practice gratitude consistently. And he gives that specific technique for jealousy.
The gratitude list for other people's success.
Yeah. List people you envy, title it, I am grateful for your success, and mean it. Feel genuine gratitude for them daily. Update the list. It shifts your energy profoundly. His key point, the amount of joy you can feel is the measure of your capacity to receive.
Wow. That's a powerful connection. Joy equals receiving capacity.
It really is. Changes the whole game.
Okay, chapter 8, taking it to the next level. This brings in visualization, right? After we started dealing with the sabotage stuff. Sounds like more than just daydreaming.
Oh, much more. Gracie's visualization is a potent tool, especially once the groundwork of clearing limiting beliefs is underway. He reminds us again, life is energy. You are an energy generator. You can bring thoughts to life. He introduces a specific method called the tuning fork exercise.
Okay, tuning torque exercise. What do we need to do before we start tuning? Prep steps.
Yeah, several key ones for you. First, create an experience. Don't just think about the desire. Build a vivid 3D mental movie of it, sensory details. But he warns, maybe focus on one big desire at a time. Don't make it too complicated initially.
Got it. Keep it focused.
Second, animate it. Imagine actions happening in the scene, people talking, moving naturally. Third, get clear on feelings. Pinpoint the exact emotions you'd feel if you were real. Exuberance, security, peace, name them. Fourth, don't confuse means with ends. Visualize the end result, having the car, being healthy. Not the steps to get there, like getting the money or taking medicine. Trust the universe with the how.
Okay, focus on the outcome.
Fifth, have fun, keep it light, exciting, build anticipation, maybe journal about it, share with a supportive friend. And finally, sixth, be grateful in advance. Feel genuine gratitude now for the experience you're creating as if it's already happened.
That gratitude piece keeps coming up. Seems vital.
It really is. So after that prep, you do the tuning fork exercise. How does that work?
You dive into that detailed scene you built, engage all senses, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it in your mind, really step into it, let it feel real. Maybe picture a few related scenes. Then actively call up those feelings you identified: excitement, joy, relief, especially gratitude. Amplify them. Feel them intensely for several minutes. Notice how real it feels. Then end, again, with gratitude. Just soak in it. But he gives a really important warning here about resistance.
Crucial warning, he says. If, during visualization, you feel resistance like a knot in your gut, a headache, unease, estopiphy, immediately.
Don't push through it.
Absolutely not. Those feelings are signals. Your subconscious is saying, wait, something's not aligned here. Honor that. Step back. Gently investigate what's causing the resistance before you try again. Use release techniques if you know them. And if it's persistent or strong, get professional help.
That's really responsible advice. Visualization should feel good, aligned, not forced.
Exactly. It's about alignment, not willpower against yourself.
Okay, chapter 9 introduces the secret of surrender. This sounds like letting go of that tight grip, trusting something bigger.
That's the essence of it. Gray talks about shifting from solo effort to consciously partnering with the universe.
Partnering.
Yeah. He tells that parable, the guy in the flood who refuses the boat, the helicopter, waiting for God to save him directly.
And misses all the help God actually sent.
Right. It illustrates how we can block the universe's help if we're rigidly attached to how it should come, or if we think we have to do it all ourselves.
So the universe is helping, responding, but we have to be open to seeing it, even in unexpected forms.
That's the idea. He says when you're efforting like crazy, worrying, trying to control everything, it's usually a sign you've forgotten you have this powerful, invisible partner. You're not alone on this journey. He also talks about the ego, our sense of separate self-driving desires from a limited view. It can't really manifest the most glorious life on its own.
So surrender isn't giving up, it's like upgrading the partnership, trusting the senior partner more.
Beautifully put, yeah. It's consciously choosing to let the universe guide the what, how, and when for your highest good and everyone else's. And he tackles the fear of losing control. You always control how much you surrender. It's just about stepping down from being the stressed out boss's creation.
So what does surrender look like practically when working with the law of attraction?
It means giving up the need to know exactly what's best and instead asking for the highest good. It means releasing the demand for your timeline, allowing divine timing. It means letting go of needing things to happen in a specific sequence, trusting the highest order. Basically, deeply trusting that the universe knows best.
And it's not just about my highest good, right? He connects it to the bigger picture.
Yes, crucially, genuine surrender comes from the heart, opening to the best for all concerned. When it's authentic, not just about personal gain, he says it supercharges manifestation. Plus, surrendering naturally reduces all that anxious energy, the worrying, obsessing, micromanaging, which just sends out negative vibes anyway.
He offers a kind of secret formula for surrender too, right? Like prompts or
He
intentions.
does a series of powerful asks. Ask for guidance when you struggle. Stay open to answers. Ask that all you do serves the highest good. Ask that what you want comes for the highest good of all. Ask for it to come as you wish, or better. Ask for well-being for loved ones, for all beings. Ask to be an open channel for love,
Love again, the ultimate
the
force.
ultimate force. He challenges the idea that love is only holding on tight. Sometimes love is letting go. Embrace your desires with love, then lovingly release them to the universe's wisdom.
That's a really profound shift, loving the desire but trusting the process.
Exactly. From striving to trusting reception.
And finally, chapter 10, living the law of attraction, making this a way of life, not just a technique.
That's it. Gray pushes back against that cultural habit of chasing happiness outside ourselves in things, achievements, people. He flips it. Happiness isn't the result, it's the cause. Your inner state generates your outer experience. You are the architect.
So living the law of attraction means consistently, consciously choosing positive thoughts, feelings, attitudes, that positive resonance in every moment.
That's the daily practice. He suggests finding anything that genuinely feels good to you and focusing on it regularly just to build that baseline of positive feeling. And keep using the tools. Clearing sabotage, visualizing with passion, then letting go, surrendering.
It's less about mental tricks and more about presence, aligning with something bigger.
Precisely. Get out of your head into the present moment. Notice the abundance already here. Align with consciousness, with spirit. The universe, he says, is a master player, co-creating with you. It wants to guide you to your highest joy.
He mentions being at peace with what is, again, that acceptance piece.
Yeah, it ties back to Buddha, to reducing resistance. Accept the now. Be present instead of just reacting. Transform challenges by shifting perspective, focusing on positives within the situation. Commit to that practice, he says, and you release resistance, allowing better things to flow in. The law reminds you, keep faith, stay positive. You always have a choice in your attitude. You're not a victim.
And his final advice for mastery.
Hand problems over to the universe. Open to guidance instead of struggling alone. Make it a daily practice, consciously co-create. Dream bigger, love more, bring positive feelings into everything you do. Raise your awareness, radiate love and gratitude. And for true mastery, surrender control to the powers that be. Become a willing vessel for the highest good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really thorough journey through Simon Gray's take on the law of attraction from these excerpts. Definitely more complex, more nuanced than just think happy thoughts.
Absolutely. It really draws a clear line between that surface level positivity and the deeper work involving subconscious beliefs, focused energy, emotion, and ultimately that trust involved in surrender.
So for you listening, maybe think about this. What part of your own mindset might be, quietly getting in the way of what you truly desire? And what tiny shift, maybe in focus or maybe in just letting go a little, could you experiment with starting today?
Mm-hmm. Definitely gives you a lot to chew on to explore for yourself.
It really does. Thanks so much for taking this deep dive with us.